Hey guys, it's Julie. Today I'm going to show you how to make a matchbox. Like not how to decorate it, but how to actually make the large kitchen size box. I'm doing a swap with a couple friends this month, and every time I go to the store, I keep forgetting to get those darn matches. So I decided, well, you know what? I'm just going to make one. And this is kind of like my prototype. Just to get the measurements and everything. I haven't done anything with it, and I probably won't because it's kind of beat up a little bit. But I am going to show you, along with the measurements, on how to make this for yourself. So if you're in one of these swaps, you don't necessarily have to go and get one of the boxes and then have all those matches on hand if you're not going to use them. And I mean, the boxes are cheap as they are. I think you can probably get the kitchen matches at a dollar store, but this is going to be less than $1, and it's pretty quick to make too. So let me go ahead and show you what I've done. All you need are 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and I chose to do mine in craft. You can do yours in any color. I do suggest that you use cardstock and not pattern paper, because pattern paper is going to be a little bit too thin. So what we're going to need first is we're going to need to cut one of our pieces down to the measurements of the outside portion of this box. So when I say outside portion of the box, I mean this piece, the piece that your little drawer slides into. Okay, so the measurements or the dimensions on the outside piece are going to be 4.5 wide by 9.5. So you're going to cut your paper down to 4.5 by 9.5. So let me just do that really quickly. Okay. Alright, so I've got my paper that I need for the outside portion, and I've got it cut down to 4.5 by 9.5. Now you're going to need something to score with. Of course you'll need your little tool for scoring. Ta-da! Okay, this is the little Martha Stewart scoring tool that comes with her scoreboard. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to score this like we need it to fold it for our outside portion of our box. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to score at 1/2. So you're just going to make a nice deep score line at 1/2. Okay, and then you're going to score again at, leave your paper in the same position, by the way. And you want it on the 9.5 side. You don't want to move this around once you've started scoring, because you're only going to score in one direction on this particular piece here. Okay, so we've scored at 1/2 already, and now we're going to score at 3.5. So remember, a nice deep impression. My cardstock here is pretty thick, so I have to press pretty hard. You have to make that determination on your own, okay, because you don't want to go all the way through. Okay, and then we're going to score at 5. Okay, and then we're going to score again at 8. Okay, so now let me go through that again. You're going to score at 1/2. You're going to score at 3.5. You're going to score at 5 and at 8. Okay, and then we'll just set this aside for just a minute. Okay. Okay, now for the inside portion, the actual drawer part, we're going to cut our cardstock down to 5.5 by 7.1/8. Okay, so we've got 5.5 by 7.1/8. Now, for scoring on the 7.1/8 side, we're going to score at 1 3/8. Am I in the... Let me move this back a little bit. I mean, you guys all know what a scoreboard is and how it looks. So I'm going to score at 1 3/8, and then I'm going to score again at 5 3/4. Okay, so on the 7.1/8 side, you're going to score at 1 3/8 and at 5 3/4. And then you're going to turn your paper around, and you're going to score again at 1 3/8 and then at 4 1/4. Okay, now once you've finished scoring, you need to cut the little slots out so that you can make your box. So, scissors. What I like to do is I like to cut on the longest side. So I'm going to cut here where this mark is at right here, where I scored there and created that square. I'm going to cut up to the long score line. So you just do that on both sides. Okay. All right, now that we have that cut, we're going to just fold along all of our lines just to get our cuts, our scores folded out. All right, now you need to glue along the opposite side of your little flap here that you created. So you need to put your glue right here. So I'm just going to use a little bit of quick dry again. You can use whatever you want. And I'm just going to fold that over. Now there will be a slight difference in the height of the paper. That's not going to matter, okay? If you don't like it or if it bothers you, then cut that little flap off, okay? And then we're going to do the same on this side here. Put a little bit of quick dry and fold it over. And remember, quick dry dries clear, so you don't have to worry about it. Get in there. Okay, so now you've created your little boat shape. This is your little box for the inside of your matchbox. Okay, so now that you've got your box assembled, okay, we're going to go ahead and fold up our outside portion, and we're just going to fold along all of the score lines. Okay, and then we're going to fold it into the shape that we want it. Now here comes where you need to make a decision. You either will allow the flap to be on the outside like this, or you will glue it so the flap is on the inside. I choose to glue it with the flap on the outside because I know I'm going to cover this box anyway, so you're not going to be able to see that. And also I think by gluing this on the outside, you get just a slightly stronger hold. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my Scotch Quick Dry on the inside of this flap. Okay, and then I'm going to glue it down. And I'm just going to hold this here for just a few seconds so that it gets a nice tight bond. I'm just going to squeeze it shut, make sure it gets a good bond, and then you're finished. It's that easy. Okay, so we've got our box. It's bonded. Okay, this is the outside, and then we have the inside right here. Just goes just like that, and now it's all ready to decorate and to put your finishing touches on it for your swap partner or for yourself. I hope that you guys have all enjoyed this tutorial, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.